Alright, ladies and gentlemen, how are you guys doing? It's Wednesday, August 11th, 2021. Thank you for joining me here tonight for another metallic episode of Music of Destruction. Bringing you guys the very best in metal-related content right here on YouTube on one of the only metal channels you need. If you guys missed anything, man, click that eye in the upper right corner of the screen. Get caught up on all my latest videos. I'd really appreciate it. Everything you need to get caught up on the channel is up in that corner right now. If you want me to review anything, keep making those suggestions in the comment section below. I do get to requests. It might take some time, but rest assured, I type them all out on a notepad and know exactly who's requested what. But I don't like metalcore, deathcore, slam, or modern tech death. It's fucking garbage. If you don't like my brutal honesty, click the X and fuck off. I really don't care. Remember, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss anything. You're looking at one of the hardest working metal channels on the platform. No one's going to quite give it to you as honest as I do here at Music of Destruction, because a lot of other channels fucking cater to what their audiences expect. You're not going to get that here. Welcome to Album Ranking Wednesdays here on the channel. Once again, tonight we're going deep beneath the earth into China. Once again, for an album ranking of one of my favorite Chinese black metal bands with Be Persecuted, and this is the box set from 2018, which includes 1.1 and Leaving. But before we get into the ranking, let me give you guys some background history on Be Persecuted. Now, Be Persecuted are a depressive, suicidal black metal band from Nanchang, Jiangxi Province China. I hope I said that right. Formed in 2005. Now, originally put together by former Dopamine vocalist Zhao. He was in Dopamine before that. And guitarist and bassist Tan Chong. The band quickly recruited drummer Autism into their ranks and began recording music. Now, in 2006, the band released their self-titled demo on Pest Productions, and the demo showcased an incredible, brooding style of DSBM that would bring attention onto the band from the deep underground DSBM scene in China. And there's many bands that I'll be getting into from China that are in the DSBM scene. There's so much metal I'm going to be buying over the next fucking 10 years of my life or more. But anyway, the style was drenched in reverb and very repetitive, which would become part of the band's staple sound. Untrue rumors about Zhao being female started circulating almost immediately for one reason or another. I never got that. I always thought he was male. I never thought he sounded like a chick. Though his screams are very high pitched, it's very eerie and almost gives it a very ghostly atmosphere and tonality. Now, in 2007, the band followed up with their debut full-length album I, which showcased a more foggy, hazy sound than their demo work and a slightly higher speed overall. Now, around this time, the band was playing live more and more and were becoming local heroes of sorts in the DSBM underground. The band was also dropped from Pest Productions just before the release because of Zhao's feud with members of Dopamine, who own the label, which is shit when you fire a fucking a band member, or sorry, somebody from your label just because you're in disputes. That's kind of lame, but I don't know all the background on what happened between Zhao and Pest Productions and Dopamine, so I have no idea. His reason for leaving Dopamine was supposedly they refused to show commitment. Well, there you go. And I wanted to focus on Be Persecuted. Well, that's obviously what they did. Signing immediately to the German label No Colors Records, the band put the release out, and this is the first time they saw distribution in Europe as well as China. In 2009, the band released their second full-length and probably the most popular release, at least in the underground, with And Leaving. The album showcased more melody and an overall better production, which is minorly better. Of course, it did maintain that lo-fi sound and atmosphere that black metal is known for. In fact, if it didn't, I probably wouldn't have ranked it so high. Now, Zhao started to become renowned in the Chinese underground for his vocal strength and diversity on this album, and it's often counted as one of the strongest vocalists in the DSBM genre by fans of the band, which I agree with. Now, around this time, Zhao also grew tired of being called a woman and put an end to the rumors in an interview, stating, "I, Zhao, am not a woman," and I'm not sure why people got this idea, but he thinks they obsess over it too much, and I agree. That guy's not a fucking chick. Get over it. Anyway, let's get into the ranking now, shall we? Coming in at number 6, we have Be Persecuted and Black Hate, the split called The Dark Key of Enki, released in 2014 on Self-Mutilation Services. This is a great album, although there's a little bit of a polarity between the two bands, whereas Be Persecuted is a lot more melancholic, ice cold, and depressing. Black Hate does have that misanthropic tendency, but it's a lot faster in pace. It's a little bit more occult sounding and a little bit more of that traditional black metal sound. Not so much DSBM, but they do have the lyrical themes. I just feel like it's a bit of a polarizing release on the two sides of the split, but nonetheless, an amazing album you guys need to pick up The Dark Key of Enki, which is the split between Be Persecuted and Black Hate, gets number 6. Coming in at number 5, Be Persecuted, the self-titled, their first album, released in 2006 on Peth Productions. This one was the one that introduced me to Be Persecuted. I really enjoy this record. It's dark, it's melancholic, hateful, atmospheric, and fucking grim as hell. Has that trademark bad production, which I love in black metal. Very melancholic and depressing and atmospheric, and ice cold. It's awesome. Be Persecuted, self-titled, number 5. Coming in at number 4, Be Persecuted, the 2010 demo, released in 2010 independently. This was a different turn for the band. There's a lot of stuff here that we would see on previous releases, or a couple things we would see on previous releases. I believe this was like unreleased material that they hadn't put out before. There's a couple songs here, pretty good stuff going on, but nothing we quite haven't heard from the aforementioned 2 albums. Still a great record. You're going to want to pick it up if you love Be Persecuted. It's got some pretty memorable stuff happening, but again, stuff that we'd seen previously. Number 4, Be Persecuted's 2010 demo. Coming in at number 3, Be Persecuted and Mortifera, the split, released in 2013 on Bubonic Productions. This is a great record. There's a lot of diversity happening with Be Persecuted and Mortifera. I really love the contrast in the atmospheres, but they're very similar. But you could certainly tell Be Persecuted were shooting for the stars, so to speak, on this one in terms of diversity and variation, doing a lot of different experimental ideas, almost avant-garde in places, but also still maintaining that depressive black metal feel. Mortifera's side of things, absolutely cold, grim, raw, and hateful, and just pure, straight-up fucking hateful black metal, the way it should be. I really love this split. Mortifera and Be Persecuted split gets number 3. Coming in at number 2, I.I, or 1.1 if you prefer, which I've got right here. This is from the box set released in 2007 on No Colors Records. There's the pro tape right there. This is the album that would get me into them a lot more than the self-titled debut. I really enjoy this one. There's a lot of memorable tracks on this one. I love the production. I love how raw and cold and hateful it is. It's very foggy and claustrophobic, and definitely a memorable listen. 1.1 gets number 2. Coming in at number 1, we have Be Persecuted's End Leaving, released in 2009 on No Colors Records. This is a blood red or crimson red cassette. Yeah, this is the box set. Like I said, this has got some amazing memories for me. I really love this album so much. It's cold, desolate, isolated, misanthropic, grim, atmospheric, hypnotic, and certainly one that is very memorable. One that you're going to want to listen to over and over. That's the album playing in the background right now. And what can I say, man? It is one of the best DSBM releases, one of the most hopeless, grim, depressing, melancholic, hateful albums I've ever fucking heard. Definitely my favorite from Be Persecuted, number 1, and Leaving, released in 2009 on No Colors Records. You cannot go wrong with anything from Be Persecuted if you love depressive black metal. One of the most unique and underrated bands in the genre, in my opinion, and I fucking love this band. And I hope I get a chance to see them live someday, and I hope they continue to put out some releases in the near future. Alright, so there you have it, guys. Another album ranking in the books here on Music of Destruction. Hope you enjoyed the premiere. If you're new, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss anything. teespring.com/music-of-destruction for some more merch. I know I've been saying I'm going to be getting to some stuff. I've had a really busy week. Some personal stuff came up, so I was taking care of some of that stuff. But anyway, yeah, you can check that out. Go support for merch. If you want to support on Patreon, the Seed episode 34 of the history of the Les Legions Noir going up. It's taken me a long time to get this out. I've got other things than YouTube, okay? So you guys are just going to have to be patient. Patreon.com/Music of Destruction. Pick the $5 tier. That one's going up as soon as possible. Your support keeps this channel going, as well as going to things like our new YouTube channel, Beyond the Big Screen. Everything's coming in the mail. We're shooting for a September 5th debut with Colton James and myself. Movie and game review, Beyond the Big Screen. Let's check out a clip of what you can expect. And we're back. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. We'll see you for Metal Album Warfares. Have a nice night. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.